So a long time ago, I worked at Charity Hospital in New Orleans. And at that time, it was the busiest or the second busiest trauma center in all of the United States. And New Orleans at that time had the highest murder rate per capita of anywhere in the United States. And it was there that I had seen the first case I'd ever seen of status epilepticus, which is a generalized seizure that doesn't stop. So I was working as a clerk in the medical section of Charity Hospital's emergency room, and it was chaotic always. And in this case, somebody came in with a stretcher surrounded by medical personnel, and the head person said status, and then the emergency room doc, standing in the path of the stretcher, just stood there with an interesting smile on his face and said, status. I like status. This guy was as cool as a cucumber, right? He didn't really look cool, but he acted it. And the respiratory tech also, who was a key member of this whole scene, because one of the treatments for status is to intubate them, put this tube down their throat and protect the airway and make sure it doesn't get closed off or blocked with a tongue or anything else. And the respiratory tech was a guy who looked like he just jumped off a Harley Davidson. Big, long, curly gray hair and chains all over him. He kind of looked like a white version of Mr. T. and again, really crazy sense of humor. So, they were all very flip when the person came in. But the mood started to change as attempt after attempt at getting a tube down this poor woman's throat. And she was probably 350 pounds. And so the bigger people have sometimes a more difficult time getting the tube down. And it started to become worrisome because they weren't able to get the tube in. Eventually, they had to call an anesthetist. If anybody was going to be able to do it, it would be the anesthetist on call. And so that person came, and eventually, after getting the right type of tube and getting exactly the right type of wedge in their back to get the torso at the right angle relative to the neck, even the anesthetist was having difficulties. This poor woman's color was starting to get blue. Everybody started to lose their senses of humor. Eventually, they got the tube down. Her color started to improve. Her sats went up. And the whole tension in the room just eased up so much.